Shalom. I'm Rabbi Nathan Davidovich, speaking to you on behalf of the webyeshiva.org, speaking to you from Efrat, Israel. I'm going to talk about this week's Torah reading, which is Parsha Vayishlach. And in this Torah reading, we see that Yaakov Avinu, our father Jacob, is returning to his family Yitzchak after spending all these years with the wicked Lavan. And on the way, he hears that his brother, who he fears for his life from, because his brother Esav said that he would kill him, he's coming towards him with 400 soldiers. And he divides his camp into two, and he's left alone, and he crosses a brook, and he wrestles all night with an angel. And then he finally meets up, and he's victorious over this angel. The angel really is the minister of Esav. And then he finally meets up with Esav, and Esav forgives him, and Jacob gave Esav a bunch of presents, lots of presents, and Esav offered him to give Jacob presents in return, and he refused. And he said, Yaakov said to Esav, he says, "Kachna es birchasi, asher havu alecha, ki chaneni Elokim, v'chiyesh li kol v'yivtzar bo v'yikach." He said to Esav, he said, take the blessing because God has favored me with all kinds of goodness, and I have everything. Yesh li kol, I have everything I needed. And it teaches us how Yaakov always recognized the kindness that God is bestowing upon him in every situation. And even though he's in a situation here where Esav wanted to murder him, his outlook on life was only to focus on good and to believe that everything that happens is for the good. And the Torah teaches us the power of thinking positively. In the wrestling with the angel, when the angel is not able to prevail over Yaakov, it says, Al kein lo yachlu b'nei Yisrael es gid hanashe al kaf hayarach ad hayom hazeh ki nega b'chaf yarach Yaakov b'gid hanashe. The angel was able to injure his hip socket to cause him to limp, but that was all he could do. But he wasn't able to conquer him. And then the Torah says a very strange thing. Because of that, the children of Israel could not eat that part of the animal because the angel injured Yaakov in that way. And this teaches us, it reminds us that Yaakov was in fact injured by the angel in this battle. Wouldn't it have been better just to say that we should remember that Yaakov won this battle? Why do we talk about his being wounded in battle? And it says the same thing after he wrestles with this angel. The angel says to Yaakov, he says, V'lo Yaakov yomar od shimcha kim li Yisrael ki sorisi im Elokim v'im anoshim v'tuchal. He says, your name shall no longer be called Yaakov, but shall be called Yisrael, Israel, because you have battled with an angel of God and with men, and you have prevailed. So why is Yaakov remembered again for the battle and not for the victory? And Rabbi answers He brings down sources to show that it's because the struggles that we go through in life are more precious to God than the winning and succeeding. Oftentimes we go through a crisis. There's all kinds of tests in life. And there may be large tests, small tests, but sometimes we see that the things that worked for us in the past no longer work for us. So we have to reconsider the life ahead of us and how to deal with these tests. And we see that hardships are really opportunities for growth. And when Rachel is about to give birth, towards the end of the Parsha, to give birth to Benjamin, it says in the Parsha, V'hi b'akshota b'lidata v'atomer la hamiledet al tiri ki zeh gam lecha ben. He says, it's difficult. We know it's difficult. The people who were helping her with the birth told her, we know it's difficult, but don't fear, because you're going to have a child. You're going to have a son. And the Rimzei, the Chachmasa, who's written by a student of the Chidushei Harim, explains that when a person is having a hard time in his service to God, he's questioning, we tell him, don't worry. When he has challenges before him, we tell him, don't worry. Ki zeh gam lecha ben. Your challenges helps you rise to higher levels. Because the word bain, meaning child, alludes to growth and success. And the Gemara talks about Rabbi Akiva, who taught many different laws concerning each of the letters of the Torah, the corners of each of the letter of the Torah. And the Orla Shemayim says that, where it says Rabbi Akiva taught al kotes v'kotes, he says the word kotes, which in the initial context means the corner, really means coats is a thorn. From every thorn in life, every difficulty in life, Rabbi Akiva attained higher levels. And we daven, please, don't test me, because we're not confident we can pass the tests. But we should understand that when we find ourselves in a test, and we always do, it's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity to develop yourself in ways that you wouldn't have accomplished without the test. So be happy with the tests. Embrace them. Pass them. You will grow immensely from these situations. We should understand that there are no tests that God gives us, no matter how difficult they are, that we cannot pass. We will get through them. Our Jewish people have been threatened with annihilation over the years, for thousands and thousands of years, because all we're trying to do is bring the light of God, the light of morality into the world. And despite these threats, we have always survived. I had a conversation with a friend recently whose life circumstances has changed so that he could no longer do what he wanted to do. And he was very depressed. And I talked to him about the fact that you have to look at it as an opportunity. And you have to reinvent yourself. Try to find new ways to deal with situations you could deal with in a different way before. And he wrote me a note, and he was so happy. He says he needed this message of recreating himself, looking for new opportunities. And it was so important to him. And I mention this only to emphasize the importance of when we talk to people, to make them feel better, to give them hope, to speak to people with confidence and with hope in Hashem, because through B'tach Hashem, believing, trusting in God, we will succeed in passing successfully every test that we're giving. Thank you for listening on behalf of the webyeshiva.org. I wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom.